Hello, book club. Happy Thursday. We had an amazing follow-up interview with Stephen yesterday. And I also want to thank Karen. I'm glad you were able to pop into the interview and that we got to see you for a little bit. So thank you for coming, and thank you to all of you for watching. So now that we've had our very first wonderful, amazing first month of our book club, we read The Menu by Stephen Manchester, which won by your votes as our first book. Now it's time for all of us that did get to read along to write a review for Stephen. I am a big list person, so I've got my list here that I'm going to go over with you about reviews. First, I wanted to talk a little bit more about why they're important. I personally did not realize how important they were for authors or in general. I want to say, it's been this past year that I figured this out and found out through following authors on Facebook and virtually throughout this past year. So one of the big reasons is that books are more likely to be visible to buyers in this huge market where there's so many books. There are algorithms on pages like on Amazon when you see, other customers looked at this book who are looking at the book you're looking at now. One of the ways that they get into that algorithm to be compared to other books so that they are seen or more likely to be seen by you who might also love their book because you're looking at another one that you've come across. Those reviews help them get there. Another reason that they're important that I also had not been aware of until doing a little bit more research is that if they do have people they're working with, if they aren't an indie author, their publishers are reading their reviews and they're trying to see, hey, how are our instincts on this? Where are we focusing our marketing efforts the most? Where will they be most successful? So that really is important, even if they're not indie authors, that you're helping support them and helping their staff support them. We also have free advertising as a reason. The industry that they work in as an author is very expensive, especially if they're an indie author, and this is all coming out of pocket. They're going to be paying for maybe cover art. They're going to be paying for illustrations if they're writing for kids. And if they're not the author illustrator pair in one, if they're just writing the text part and they're outsourcing, that costs a lot of money to make sure that it's done right and that their vision is brought to life and that they're working with someone that they work well with and they like the finished product. So there is a lot that goes into it, just editing, if they're paying editors, and everything that they have to put out in their marketing. Maybe they buy bookmarks and other things that they like to give out as marketing. There's a lot of money that they have to put out just to get their work out into the world. So when we like something and we support it by writing up a review, we are helping them a lot, because not only is it free advertising that they don't have to put the money out for, like an ad in the paper or something, but it's coming from someone who enjoyed their work, which leads me to my last reason that I have here why reviews are important. We are helping other readers discover new books that maybe they wouldn't have come across in another way. And that's one thing I really love about the writing and the reading community. It's such a great community. Everybody's so supportive of each other. We all just love to read and or love to write. And that is one of your ways of just being a part of this wonderful reading and writing community. You are giving your true opinion of, hey, this is how I felt about the book that you're looking to buy. And people who are looking to make that decision really do look at reviews and take that to heart. So if you're a list and a formula person like I am, I've looked up a bunch of different ways that people recommend writing a review. And there seems to be this pretty basic formula in every answer. So first, basically, you're describing the book in your own words. What's your experience of what this book is about as you're reading it is the best way to look at it. Step 2, what did you personally like most about the book? Step 3, if it's not a 5-star rating that you've given them, If you haven't given them a 5 out of 5, what is your reasoning for that? What for you was missing? And the reason I think it's really important to explain that is because somebody else reading the review will look at that review and the stars and say, oh, you know, what didn't they like? And then it might not match up with what they wouldn't like. It might really just be a preference thing, which with reading art, there's a lot of preference that goes into how you interpret something. So I think it's really important, if you didn't give a full 5-star rating, please let them know in your review why. And the fourth step that seems to be in all these basic formulas is who you would recommend this book to if you're recommending it. Like in my review, which I'm going to read to you in a second, that I've written up for the menu. You can say there's many different ways you can interpret that, I think, but I do mention that it was in our book club. So that kind of, I feel like, recommends it to other book clubs, might look at that and say, oh, okay, it's a good book club read. So I will go ahead and pull up. So I'm still waiting for my review to show up on Amazon. It does seem every time I posted to Amazon, I feel like it takes a really long time for it to show up and be visible to others after I've submitted. So I don't know what their process is on their end. It must be a verification of purchase and everything. And I've seen that underneath. So depending on how that works. But another great place while you're waiting for your reviews to show up on Amazon, if it takes a long time like it does for me, is Goodreads. That one's pretty universal. You can usually find everything on there. So Goodreads, this is my screenshot of the review that I've posted. And this is what will show up on Amazon when the submission goes through as well. In an extremely unique story about souls getting to pick life choices from a menu before coming to Earth, Stephen Manchester's heartfelt storytelling brought me on an incredible journey with relatable, lovable characters. The novel is sprinkled with so many amazing, encouraging, and comforting moments and messages that people of all religions, in all stages of life, and all book lovers, no matter what genre you typically pick up to read, can enjoy. I am so thankful that my new book club picked this as our very first book of the month, and this read will stick with me forever. A book that reaches a person's emotions as deeply as this one did me is how you know that you've experienced something really special. I highly recommend the menu and can't wait to see what Stephen Manchester's passion for writing will lead him to come up with next. So as you can see, I did kind of follow that formula that's out there. It is a pretty natural formula for writing a review. It includes a lot that makes sense, that feels natural to put in when you're talking about a book. But you don't have to follow formulas to the letter. If you want to just give it a star rating and a sentence or 2 sentences, you know, just an honest, from the heart, what was your experience? That is just as helpful as any paragraph, as a book blogger writing a review. However you get it out there, it means a lot. It's a big deal to a lot of people, to the people looking to possibly buy the book and to the author, who I know a lot of authors say they also really enjoy getting to see how their book was received. They like hearing the specifics from the readers, and it really makes them feel good. And I also want to say, because I have heard of authors too, who people do go on and they don't always put the nicest review. I know, like I was saying before, art can be taken a lot of different ways. It's perceived how you perceive it. But I think that even if you have a bad review, which I don't suggest going on and really just slamming an author ever, but I think that can also help an author in the algorithms if someone's really that honest and really that worked up about a book. I don't see it very often, and I definitely don't love the idea of going on and just being downright angry or upset or rude about a book. And I know, like I said, I don't see it often, but authors out there who have gone through that, I just want to say the positive is I think any review just being in there still counts in the algorithms from the research that I've done to put you in the, hey, people have looked at this book, so this one's similar. And I think it still does count towards that, no matter what kind of review you got. So I just want to say to the authors I have heard of having this happen, stay positive. I have seen a lot of positive comments and feedback in our group about the menu. So I'm not saying that's going to happen for the menu, but I just want to say an overall positive. Authors, if you have to deal with that ever, take the positive of it. Someone's reaction to your book was so powerful that they just had to go on and express it, no matter what they expressed. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that. I will stop sharing my screen. So that's my video about reviews. I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that everybody who read along this month will go ahead and leave your reviews on Amazon and Goodreads for the menu. And at the end of each month, my video will be about reviews. So I'll go ahead and give some reminders. If I come across any more good tips, I will add that on. And I will also continue to share my reviews that I've written for each book of the month with you. And any reviews that you've written, if you would like to also share them in the group or in the comments, I would love to see how your reading experience went. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe while you're here so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. So when you subscribe, there's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button, and you can click for the amount of frequency, how much you want alerts, if it's all the time or just sometimes. But so go ahead and subscribe, and thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, Friday. Our next poll goes up, our second poll for Book of the Month choice. So I'm really excited to give you guys some more information tomorrow about updated information about things already in the poll that are carrying over, and a few new that we're adding in, a little more information about the poll in general and things working going forward now that we've gotten to see how our first month goes and I've gotten some feedback. And also, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you guys pick for our second book. Thank you so much. Bye.